Welcome to the GSG Music webinar and the Ultimate Music Theory Level 2 Supplemental Workbook presentation. I'm very excited that you are here today for this teacher training event. I have lots of things to share with you today, so you may want to grab a pen and paper and take some good notes. Now, the reason Ultimate Music Theory started in the first place is because when I was a music theory student, I thought theory was boring and it was not fun to learn. And honestly, when I became a piano and theory teacher at the age of 16, I didn't think it was easy to teach theory either. So I decided it was time to create the UMT program. Sola and Tito will join us today. There they are now. I'm Glory St. Germain, and I'm very proud to present the Ultimate Music Theory program along with Sheila McKibben-Uren. The UMT program includes the Ultimate Music Theory Workbook Series, Exam Series, and the new Supplemental Workbook Series that correlates to the 2016 Royal Conservatory of Music Theory Syllabus. Plus, we are the only program with identical matching answer books, and we've created those especially for you. Now, if you have looked at the 2016 theory syllabus, with all the additions of melody writing and history and new concepts introduced, you can imagine how much work has gone into preparing the Ultimate Music Theory Supplemental Workbook series with 10 new books and thousands of hours of writing and researching and creating a step-by-step system that is fun to learn and easy to teach. You know, as I traveled across North America presenting workshops, I realized that there was not only a need for music theory workshops, but in fact, there was a desperate need for helping teachers learn how to teach music theory more effectively and easily. So we created the Ultimate Music Theory Certification course for teachers. UMTC examiner Sheila McKibben-Uren and I have presented hundreds of teachers with their UMTC certificates at live events. And now, in order to serve teachers all over the globe, the UMTC course is available for you to study online in your own home, at your own convenience, and at your own tempo. Judith Guys successfully completed the Ultimate Music Theory Certification course online and was thrilled with the results. And you will hear from our very special guest, Judith, at the end of the webinar today. So stay tuned for that. Now, if you have ever felt lost or confused, like I did, it's time to take complicated concepts and make a smooth transition into the 2016 RCM theory syllabus. So you can jump up shouting, "I am so smart," or just enjoy that aha moment when you realize, "Oh, I get it." If you are ready to learn with me and share our adventure, simply type "I'm ready" in the chat box right now, and let's get started. The quick overview is that the UMT workbooks plus UMT supplemental workbooks equal the RCM theory levels. So Prep 1 is used with the Prep level and Level 1, Prep 2 is used with Level 2 and 3, Basic is used with Level 4 and 5, Intermediate is used with Level 6 and 7, and finally Advanced is used with Level 8. The all-in-one complete workbook plus the complete supplementary workbook prepares students for the RCM Level 8 theory exam, and the RCM theory official exams begin with Level 5. In the previous webinar, we covered the Prep 1 Rudiments workbook, that's the green book, plus the Prep level and Level 1 supplemental workbooks. Now in today's session, we will cover the Prep 2 Rudiments workbook, so that's the purple one, plus the Level 2 supplemental workbook. And in our next session, we'll cover the Level 3 supplemental workbook. At UMT, we got you covered. Today you will learn about Level 2 and what's new, why use chord symbols, and this is a good one, unstable or stable. You may be wondering if I'm talking about composing or if I'm talking about myself, and at times it is questionable. So if you'd like to share with me, feel free to enter in the chat box if you are unstable or if you are stable. Now, I assure you that I will be presenting today on the unstable and stable degrees. So it's about the music, it's not about me. We'll also cover Mozart and music history and a quick activity that you can use in your teaching right now. That's kind of cute. And finally, a UMT success story from our special guest, Judith. In Level 1, the table of contents itemizes the new concepts. And today we'll have a quick overview of a couple of these, including the functional chord symbols and root quality chord symbols, melody writing, and music history. Plus, we've included a bonus Level 2 theory exam and a special certificate for the successful completion of Level 2. Now remember that Prep 2 Rudiments workbook includes the comprehensive review test at the end of each of the 12 lessons. Now these accumulative review tests build long-term memory, and it's one of the reasons that UMT is such a successful learning tool, and we're really proud of that. The Level 2 comparison chart found at the beginning of the supplemental workbook. Now this maps out the RCM Level 2 theory concept with the UMT Prep 2 Rudiments workbook. The supplemental workbook pages are indicated with a star, and these are the new concepts introduced in the RCM theory syllabus. So we've made it easy for you. Now the Ultimate Music Theory Flashcards app includes the beginner to prep level subject, and it's actually divided into 12 decks. These 12 decks correlate to the 12 lessons in the matching workbook, and you can actually get all the information at ultimatemusictheory.com. If you haven't got the app yet, you definitely want to grab it. UMT is easy to teach and it's fun to learn. So here's how it works. For example, in the Prep 2 Rudiments workbook, students learn about major and minor scales. They're learning about pentascales, but they're also learning about scales and degree names. Now, in the Level 2 Supplemental workbook, the title at the top of the page introduces the new concept and identifies the page that it follows in the Rudiments workbook. So here students are learning about the new scale degree, the leading tone, and use after Prep 2 workbook page 73. When both the Prep 2 Rudiments workbook and the Level 2 Supplemental workbook are complete, students will move on to the Level 3 Supplemental workbook. So it's really an easy system, easy to follow. Now we're going to do some homework here. So I hope you got your pencil and your pen ready, paper and pen. Let's look at the new concept of chord symbols. Okay, so there are functional chord symbols and root quality chord symbols. Plus, they can both be major or minor. So what is the difference? Okay, so let's start off with a couple of rules. So here we go. The major tonic triad belongs to the major key of the tonic note. The minor tonic triad belongs to the minor key of the tonic note. So, Sola says the tonic note is the lowest note in the major tonic or the minor tonic triad. Now here's a Tito tip for you. The tonic note in a tonic triad, so that's when it's in root position, is always the lowest note. And the tonic note is the first note in an ascending triad and is the last note in the descending triad. So whoever's the lowest note, that's the tonic. Now let's use this step-by-step system to write down your answers as we do this page together. You ready? So question number 1. For each tonic triad, name the tonic note and the major or minor key. So the tonic note is the lowest note of the triad, and it's always written as an uppercase letter. So the tonic note here in the very first question is E. To identify the key, now the first thing we need is the circle of fifths from the chart in the Prep 2 workbook. Now this helps us easily complete this exercise. When we look at the circle of fifths, we see that the major key with F sharp is G major. G major's relative minor is 3 half steps lower to E minor. So since the tonic is E, the key is E minor. When writing a minor key, we use a lowercase letter e. Next question, B. Write the functional chord symbol below the staff. The functional chord symbol for the major tonic triad is an uppercase Roman numeral I, meaning 1, and a lowercase letter I for a minor triad. Therefore, the functional chord symbol for E minor is lowercase I. Question number 3, C, or number 1C, I should say. Write the root quality chord symbol above the staff. Now, an uppercase letter is used to identify the root in a root quality chord symbol, as the root is a letter name. An uppercase letter followed by a lowercase m indicates a minor triad. So here the root is E and the quality is M for minor. So that's E, M. Let's do the next one together. So name the tonic note and the major or minor key. So the tonic note here, the lowest note is C. Oh yes, check, we got that one right. So now we're going to put in our tonic note C. We look at our circle of fifths, and when we have C as our tonic, our key is C major. Next, we're going to write the functional chord symbol below the staff. And when we have a major triad, the chord symbol will be an uppercase number 1 I for the Roman numeral, representing our functional chord symbol. Next, we're going to write our root quality chord symbol above the staff. And since it is a major, we will simply add C for the C major triad. The last one indicates that we want to first determine the tonic note. Now, in root position, the tonic note is the lowest note, which is G, so our tonic note is G. When we look up at the circle of fifths, we see that 1 sharp is either G major or E minor, it's relative minor. And in this case, because the tonic note is G, we are in the key of G major. And now our functional chord symbol will simply be an uppercase I, representing the major tonic triad. Write the root quality chord symbol above the staff. So the root is G, and it is major, so we're not going to add an M or anything else. It's just simply major, so that is the root quality chord symbol above the staff. Now, if you have questions about this, because this is a new concept for this beginner level, feel free to put it in the chat box and I will address any questions that you may have. I'd like to share 3 powerful teaching techniques that you can start using today. Now, the first one is C, connect. Connect with your students. Now, here's a different approach that will make you both smile. Connect with your students. These are my twin girl students. And as with all twins, there are many similarities between them. Same birthday, same parents, and they even often look the same. And yet, they are very different individuals. In connecting with my students, I decided to hide them underneath a pile of Sola and Tito plush stuffies during our very first photo shoot because Sola and Tito have arrived. Now, little Izzy, the one twin at the top of the picture on the right, was so excited. And she exclaimed in her best happy voice, she said, this is the best day of my life. Well, after all, she's only 8, and so this could very well be the best day of her life so far. Anyways, they're just adorable. We created the Sola and Tito pack so that you could use them to connect with your students, and you're absolutely going to love them. They come packaged with the Sola and Tito pack, which includes the 2 plush stuffies, Sola and Tito, music theory guide and chart, plus a song and stickers. So it's a really cool pack. Now, I want to talk about how to connect with Sola and Tito. Sola and Tito are twins. Their universe is run by the body of music theory, and they correspond with the right and left side of the brain. To make music, you must have both parts. Sola loves to sing and dance, so she's like the symphony. She's expressive and creative, and she loves to tell stories through music. Sola feels music in her heart. She loves to teach and compose and perform. Now, Tito loves to count and march. He's like the conductor. He's rhythmic and consistent, and he loves the rules of music theory. Tito feels music in his hands and feet, and he loves to analyze and share tips and conduct. And as we go through the supplemental series, you will see how effective Sola and Tito will be in your teaching as teaching tools to use with your students. You can't have melody and rhythm without tempo and dynamics and time signature. So use Sola and Tito as a way to personify and clarify the parts of music. When talking about music, ask, perhaps like, how would Tito play that chord? Oh, okay, now play it like Sola. And can you make them dance together in your music? Now, this technique takes pressure off the student. Sometimes it's called the magic if. If you were Sola, what would you do? It distracts the students from the details of execution and lets them use their informal instincts because they have a body of knowledge to draw from that becomes instinct over time. And so they don't have to think about every little thing all the time. So Sola and Tito will guide you through mastering music theory. Now, just on the way that I've described Sola and Tito, I am totally a Sola. However, there are times when I need to turn into my Tito part, to find that balance, not only in my teaching, but in my life as well. My daughter is like a super Sola. So when dealing with my daughter, I definitely have to step into Tito mode to find the balance. So Sheila is definitely a Tito, but she is also a Sola. And so we kind of have a little bit of both, but definitely I think we lean one way versus the other. So let's have a little fun and just throw in the chat box, are you a Sola or are you a Tito? So go ahead and enter that in the chat box. I'm curious to see who's a Sola and who's a Tito. Thanks for sharing your personal Sola and Tito with me. So now we're going to talk about connect chords. In the supplemental workbook on page 22, you heard about the root quality chord symbol. Now I want you to watch Jillian connect chords from her written work into sound. So Jillian, you did a good job. You wrote out actually on the key of C major, C, D, E, F, G, right? Every single note, you wrote a triad on top of it. And I noticed that you're using the root quality chord symbol. So now we're actually going to do a little game. But before we do our game, that's in our level 2 workbook, let's just talk about that. So tell me, can you just play me a C major triad? Beautiful. So now, who is the root of that triad?
That is C.
And the root is always the?
Bottom of the triad.
Bottom of the triad. So we're just playing tonic triads, and we're playing them all in root position, which means they are all lines or all?
Spaces.
Spaces, absolutely. So I'm going to have you go ahead and play what you've written out here on the whiteboard, and I want you to identify the root quality chord symbol as you're playing it. So the first chord you're going to play is
C major.
C major, and then
D minor.
D minor.
E minor. F major. G major.
G major.
And E minor.
Very good. And are all of those chords also in the key of C major?
Yes.
Yes, because we didn't have any black keys, right?
No.
So every one of these tonic chords is also in the key of C major.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. And what is that called when we write C and DM? That's called the root
Position.
Yes, root position, and it's called the root quality chord symbol. So root means the?
Quality symbol.
Okay, and so the root would be the bottom note. So play me the root of C chord. C, and the quality of that C chord is? Major, minor?
Major.
Major. And what does the little M mean after a triad like that?
If there is an M, that means it is minor. So if I played D, I wrote DM.
Very good.
Because it's minor.
Thanks, Jillian.
Yeah.
Okay, let's play our game.
Okay.
Tonic Mountain.
On page 28 of the Level 2 Supplemental Workbook, you will learn about phrase ending on stable or unstable scale degrees. Use after Prep 2 Rudiments, page 117. Now, a phrase within a melody may end on an unstable scale degree, 2 or 7, and a phrase at the end of a melody may end on a stable scale degree, so 1 or 3. So in question 1 indicates to copy the C major scale and write the scale degrees below each note. So now we're just getting our degree numbers. Question 2 indicates to name the major key. Then identify the scale degree at the end of each phrase as unstable, scale degree 2 or 7, or stable, scale degree 1 or 3. And then you can sing or play each melody. So let's look at the first one. The first melody is in the key of C major. And after looking at the last note of the phrase, it is an unstable or is it a stable scale degree? In the key of C major, D is the second degree. So the answer is unstable, scale degree 2. The melody ends on C, which would be stable degree 1. Now the second melody is in the key of F major. So the first phrase ends on G, an unstable, scale degree 2, and the last phrase ends on A. And in the key of F major, that is a stable scale degree 3. Now it's important for you to play these pieces with your students so they can actually hear the difference between a stable and an unstable scale degree. Now when we understand phrases, you want to connect chords and melody. Listen as Jillian connects these two concepts, just using her imagination and the two concepts that she has just learned.
So we're just going to use C major, D minor, F major, and G major, and just kind of ad lib a little with your right hand. And let's see what you come up with, Jillian. Beautiful.
Thanks.
Now we will move on to melody writing on page 29 in the Level 2 Supplemental Workbook. What I want to show you here is the workbook and the answer book pages. Students are composing and learning about motive, repetition, and sequence. And although each student's compositions will be different, in the answer book you will see one possible answer, and it's written right in the answer book. And this is simply an example of what is expected for an answer. So it's just really a guideline. And I have on occasion when my students maybe really are struggling with this, I may even show them my answer book and I'll say, well, this is what it's going to look like. Now you're going to write your own, but at least you kind of have a clue what it's going to look like. And for some of them, they find that really helpful. So all of the answer books are complete. And when there's more than one option, it simply will say one possible answer. Now it's time to connect musicians. Now that's the fun part. You can even do this with your student as, one lesson ends and another one begins. Just overlap the lessons for 5 minutes. Now, I often have my theory club students explore composition at the same time and then trade places. So one's up in the upper register and the lower, and then they trade places and then they do it again. So I want you to listen as we are going to connect two musicians. So today we've been learning about the root quality chord symbols, and now we're going to play them. So Sophia, you're going to play them, right? And we're just going to pick 4 of them. So we're going to play C chord, D minor, F major, and G. And you're going to give each one of those just 2 beats. And Jillian, you're going to play a little melody and just move by step or by skip. So we're just going to do a little improvising here, a little composing, improvising. Okay, so Sophia, you start us off with just 1 chord each, and then Jillian, you're going to join her, okay? Sitting up beautiful and tall, and we're going to just pretend we are solas today, and Sola loves to add sparkles. So make sure you're smiling when you're adding your sparkles in. Beautiful. Give each other a high five. That was so good. The second powerful teaching technique is implement. To implement or implementation means the realization of an application or the execution of an idea. The various skills of a music educator include connecting with students and helping them successfully implement the lesson learned. Now, this, of course, begins with the quality of instruction, that's us, and improvement of our students' performance through implementation. Implement music theory. Now, you may want to jot this down. There are 5 ways to implement music theory. 1, singing or performing on instruments alone or with others. 2, improvising melodies, variations, and accompaniments. 3, composing and arranging music within specific guidelines. 4, reading and notating music. 5, listening to, analyzing, evaluating music and music performances, and by understanding relationships between music in relation to music history and culture. Now it's time to implement music theory. So listen as my daughter Sherry is singing and playing the keys, and she's jamming this and using only root quality chord symbol charts. So this is what they do in the professional leagues. Of course, that's why we have to know root quality chord symbol charts. And here are these fine musicians performing in Las Vegas. So listen for the violin, the trumpet, the piano, the bass guitar, the saxophone, the drums, and the rhythm guitar.
Bring it back, bring it back.
I think our next conference should be in Las Vegas. It's one of my entertainment capital of the world. Now it's time to implement the music lesson. So when we implement music lessons at Ultimate Music Theory, we got you covered. And we have created your free resources, making it easy for you to start teaching the new curriculum and supplemental workbook series right now. So simply go to ultimatemusictheory.com, free resources, and then click on the Music Theory Overview. Now here you're going to see a list of each level. So in the level 2 supplemental workbooks, you'll find all the resources for the listening activities. One of the listening activities is in the level 2 workbook on music theory, and you will learn about Mozart and his life and his music. And one of the listening activities is the 12 variations on Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Now, under the free resources, you will find the music, and this is just a convenient reference along with other listening guides for you. And as you're completing this exercise, have your workbook out, just go to Ultimate Music Theory and to the free resources. And here we've put together the YouTube videos for you, whatever links you need. You know, it's really time consuming to go and find something that is appropriate and will fit with the exercise. So we just wanted to make it super easy for you. And now you can take your workbook and simply check off all of the correct answers as you are listening to the music of Mozart. Implement music history. Now listen as Jillian shares a few things about Mozart. So Jillian, today we are learning about young Mozart. So Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. That's quite an interesting name, isn't it?
Very.
So what can you tell me about Mozart?
So Mozart started taking piano lessons when he was only 4 years old, and then he composed his first ever piece when he was 5 years old. And that is actually the same as me. I started taking piano lessons when I was 4 years old, and I composed my first piece when I was 5.
Very cool. And so what is one of Mozart's pieces that you think is kind of cool and you could play for me?
My personal favorite is Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
Which is cool because that's the one we're learning about in the book. So can you play that one for me?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Thanks.
What's kind of interesting is that when we sing the alphabet song, we actually use Twinkle Twinkle Little Star to do the alphabet song. And I think we should maybe do something cool and sing the alphabet song with the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Does that work? Okay, let's try it. In your free resources, you will also find a 3-part documentary on Mozart's life and music. These are a wonderful visual story and music that you can watch and listen to anytime. And you can also share these links with your students so they can watch it at home if you don't have time to do it during class. And again, these are YouTube videos that we have simply assembled to save you hours of time looking for what might or might not work, to cover all of the requirements as needed. So this is a great 3-part documentary. My students have really enjoyed watching it too. 3 powerful teaching techniques. The 3rd powerful teaching technique is challenge. Challenge-based learning is a collaborative learning experience in which teachers and students work together to learn. Challenge your students through various activities. It's super fun. Challenge your students through singing. When learning about Mozart and Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, here's a little challenge in singing the musical alphabet song. We are talking about Solantito, and Sola loves to sing, right? So today we're going to have Sophia and Jillian sing the alphabet song. And what song was it based on?
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. So let's sing it together. Are you girls ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll start you off and then you guys are going to do it by yourself.
Okay.
Ready? Here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. Challenge your students in playing games. I met Joanne Barker when she completed the Ultimate Music Theory Certification course and became our UMT Games creator. Not only did she create our UMT Games series, which are amazing and really fun, with 6 laminated theory games in each pack, but she also created a special game in each supplementary workbook. In the Level 2, the game is called Tonic Mountain. Not only can your students identify the tonic chords, but challenge them to play the tonic. It's really a fun game. In the Prep 2 workbook, we also included the 80 free flashcards. Now, flashcards challenge are really fun when you add that extra element and include using the whiteboard with your flashcards to complete the challenge. Identify a key on the keyboard and then draw a line to it on the staff and connect it to the correct pitch on the piano. Flashcards are fun drills that dramatically increase retention, and it's why we've included them in your workbook. The Ultimate Music Theory app. As I said, if you haven't got it yet, it's one thing you definitely want to use in your studio. Here's all the details.
Welcome to the one and only Ultimate Music Theory app. Does learning music theory sound boring and frustrating? Well, not anymore. Here's a backstage pass, so you can see exactly how the Ultimate Music Theory app works and hear how this proven system helps you learn faster. The UMT app gives you unlimited access to over 7,000 expert-designed music theory flashcards at your fingertips, with amazing features that include audio. We've partnered with Brainscape to create the most efficient, intelligent flashcard system on the planet. Now you can easily learn how to read, hear, and identify music notation. Develop and improve your sight reading and ear training skills. Plus, be well prepared and on your way to score 100% on theory exams. And best of all, you can study on all your devices, computer, tablet, or phone. The Ultimate Music Theory app offers unique learning features, as we're the only app with matching theory workbooks, including Beginner, Prep 1 and Prep 2, Basic, Intermediate, Advanced, and the all-in-one Complete Music Theory Workbook, a proven system to maximize learning. To start learning, simply choose a subject from the library. There are 6 progressive theory subjects: Beginner, Basic, Intermediate, Advanced, Ear Training, and Concepts and Music Trivia. Choose a deck to start studying. Each theory subject has 12 decks that correlate to the matching Ultimate Music Theory workbook and 12 lessons. Rate how well you know the answer on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 meaning not at all, and 5 meaning perfectly. Answer the question and tap to see the answer. Tap the audio button to hear cards with audio play again. Tap the star to bookmark cards for easy review. Learn to identify visual and audio cards. Now you can easily build knowledge from beginner to advanced. Plus, you can choose how to study each deck and measure progress. When you purchase the UMT app program, simply click on Claim My Access to register, sign up with Facebook or your email address. Once you're logged into the Ultimate Music Theory flashcards in Brainscape, bookmark brainscape.com in your browser to quickly access your UMT flashcards anytime. Here's a huge bonus gift. Not only do you have unlimited access to the Ultimate Music Theory flashcards, but you also have full access to Brainscape's many other top certified subjects, including languages, history, geography, and so much more. Click Ultimate Music Theory to study this subject and dramatically improve your music theory knowledge. You can study on your computer or your mobile device. On your tablet or smartphone, simply download the Brainscape mobile app from the App Store. In the mobile app, just log in with the same email address, and you'll have full access, plus your progress will be synced to all of your devices. Studying from your computer, tablet, or phone just got easier with the Ultimate Music Theory Flashcards app. Get started today.
Analysis and Sight Reading Challenge. When composer Julianne Warkentine completed the Ultimate Music Theory certification course, she shared her passion for building music theory concepts into the Ultimate Piano series. Now in Level 2, you will find Julianne's composition called The Baby Butterfly. And the challenge, can you help the baby butterfly get all the way to sola and remember to use your pedal as indicated? And in these pieces, you will also find the new concepts that have been introduced in the supplemental level. I am very excited to introduce the Sola and Tito pack. This includes the 2-plush stuffies, Sola and Tito, the music theory guide and chart, song, and stickers. And in fact, my student loved their Sola and Tito pack so much, they did a bit of a challenge for my other students. So once you get your Sola and Tito pack, learn the Sola and Tito song, it's included in your pack. And here's the challenge. You can sing it, play it, or dance to it. See who has the most interesting performance, and then send us your YouTube link, and you may win a free Sola and Tito sticker pack. So here's the first entry so you can see the challenge. And pay special attention to the very end of the video. Here they are.
The Sola and Tito song. Tito loves to tap. Tee-tee-ta, tee-tee-ta, ta-ta-tee-ta. Rest. Sola loves to sing. Adding sparkles, freeze like and fermenta too. Tito loves to count. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2 and 3, 4. Sola loves to dance. Stepping up, skip down and start. Let's sing Sola Tito. Sparkle like a sola.
Today, we learned 3 powerful teaching techniques. Connect with your students, connect the music, implement the lessons learned, imagine, create, and explore performance. Challenge your students and challenge yourself to learning in fun and different ways. And I have one more powerful teaching technique that is a little bonus for you today. And it's a big one that may even be the most important one. And that is be teachable. If you want to learn, be teachable. Find the pathway of learning to those with a teachable spirit. Being teachable is a choice. Meet one very teachable Ultimate Music Theory certified teacher from Northern Canada. Yes, you can tell it's Northern Canada. Look at all that snow. Welcome, Judith, guys. Here's what Judith had to say about the UMTC course.
Hi, my name is Judy Geese, and I've been teaching piano for decades. And I just wanted to talk to you about the Ultimate Music Theory certification course. I took it last year, and I was amazed at how the concepts were put forth and how gradual it was and how easy it seemed to other curriculums that I have taught. I have had students that when you mention the word theory, they go, oh, not theory, I hate theory. But once they've taken this course and the workbooks that go with this course, they are very pleasantly surprised at how they can actually do this. And it's not even a drudgery, they just love doing it. They love learning it, and it clicks with them as we're doing the practical piano side as well. So I would really advise you, if you're looking for a theory curriculum, try this one. I don't think you'll ever leave this. Another thing that I find really helpful is because of the RCM changes to the theory syllabus, I was a little bit worried about, okay, now what am I going to do, because there's a few things that have changed. But Gloria and her staff are right on it, and they've got the workbooks that go with the main workbook to address this problem and the changes that have come up. So I'm very satisfied and very happy with this course. And I've started students that I didn't usually start theory with so far because I thought, oh, they're kind of on the edge, but it has really been good for them. And I am just thankful to Gloria and her staff for giving us this kind of curriculum that we can use. I love the workbooks, and the correction books are just the same as the workbooks. You open up to the same 2-page layout and it matches exactly. Also in the workbooks, there's something for the student to do on every page. So that keeps their attention, and also it's very gradual and they're going to get this. If you've had problems with students not really getting the concepts, this is something that will work for them. Thank you for listening.
In the UMTC course, you will learn how to connect with your students in their learning style, implement teaching music theory with 50 step-by-step videos, challenge yourself to expand in new ways of learning, be teachable. Register for the UMTC course today. Go to ultimatemusictheory.com or ultimatemusictheorycourses.com to enroll now. Here's to your success. I'm so happy you're joining me today. Be sure to get registered for the UMTC course and grab your UMT workbooks, your supplemental workbooks, games, and of course your Solentito pack, and implement the lessons learned here today. And if you have anything that you're wanting to know in particular about the Ultimate Music Theory Certification course or the workbooks, exams, or supplemental works, I'm happy to answer them for you. Thank you so much for joining me here today.